Can You Afford It is influenced by two key theoretical frameworks: Bourdieu's theory of social practice and Marx's views on education. Marxism is a system of political thinking that explains changes in history as the struggle between social classes. All kinds of discrimination is based in economic power. Marx believed that there are two main classes that help us to function social institutions within society: the bourgeoisie, who are the haves, and the proletariat, who are the have-nots. This is shown in Can You Afford It? Through the players belonging to different classes within society. A major decider on which class you fit into is your income. This can impact on whether families send their children to government schools or private schools, which can also be bought in the game. Bourdieu's examination of capital proposed that economic capital will influence power and lead to advantages and disadvantages for different groups. Often residential location is linked within economic capital. Economic capital is accrued in monetary wealth that enables the conversion into material goods such as property and resources. Within the game, if players do not have the economic capital, they will not be able to purchase private schools on the board or even pay school fees.
Can You Afford It is a game that recognises the social justice of low SES. The objective of Can You Afford It is to make students aware that not everyone in society is equal within their social and economic status. At the start of the game, the 4 students assign themselves a certain player from either low class, middle class, or high class, or working class. These distinct classes may advantage or disadvantage players within the game, which reflects real-life situations. This random allocation of class will allow students to empathise with certain members of society. Once everyone has their identity, the players are assigned money based on which class they belong to. After this, each player rolls the die and moves the amount of spaces that are shown. When passing go, instead of collecting $200, the money is altered to reflect the class of the players, meaning the person from high class will obtain more money than the person of low class. Students are able to buy properties from both low SES and high SES areas within Sydney. Anyone can buy the properties, but the prices are very different according to the location. When other players land on purchased properties, they need to pay rent, meaning that more money can be earned by the players, and if the player owns the properties of the same colours, the rent then increases.
Players may land on a KLA card. This means that they now pick up a KLA card which will have certain questions relating to the class content. In the case of this game, a history card will be drawn, and if the answer is correct, the player will continue on when they reach their next turn. If not, they have to skip their next turn. Players may also land on a card of life cards. These are cards that can either advantage or disadvantage to the player. Some examples of these would be to go to jail, pay school fees, buy school textbooks, and pay taxes, or some may be to collect money or move up within the game. Cards of life cards are supposed to reflect certain expenses or experiences that may arise within everyday life. The game ends when all but one player goes bankrupt, or if the time limit is exceeded. The winner is the player with the most money left. Can You Afford It is transferable across all KLAs. This is achieved through the KLA cards, which can be changed by teachers to reflect the course content.
Oh.
Can You Afford It is an engaging game aimed at Stage 5 students where the teacher can introduce KLAs whilst encouraging them to explore relevant social justice issues within society. The game is an effective pedagogical resource to promote the learning of social awareness as well as class content.